Hello, I'm Kevin Church, and today our MUFIC Songwriter of the Month for March 2022 is James Reynen. Hey, James, how are you doing?
Yeah, good. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too, man. So you had a nice flight yesterday, is that what it was?
Yeah, I flew in from Denver last night. Came in about 11 p.m.
That's awesome, man. Well, we're glad that you could make it and join us this morning here. So what would, where would you say you started, like, your first instrument?
My first instrument was guitar.
Awesome.
My dad played.
Okay. And how old were you when you got it?
I got my first guitar. I was about 6 years old. I asked my dad for a drum set, and he gave me a guitar. He said, "You'll thank me later."
That's great. So when did you stick with that instrument? Like when you were, I mean, obviously you did because you're still playing it, but say like at 6, 7, and just kept playing guitar, or?
Yeah, I always played, but I played a lot more when I got my first electric at 13, 14, right in there.
Okay.
And that really took me up a lot. And I was reinvigorated.
Nice. And as you were reinvigorated, what were you listening to at that time?
I was listening to Jimi Hendrix, Led Zeppelin, and the Beatles a lot.
That's awesome, man.
Pink Floyd.
Right on. That's a lot of inspiration right there on electric guitar. I mean, some of the biggest innovators of our time, or before our time.
Yeah, they got me a Sunburst Strat. I was going to play like Jimmy.
Oh, wow. Cool. Okay. So did you write lyrics too as you were playing guitar, like inspired by these guys, or?
I did. I started writing before when I had my first acoustic. I had a couple songs as a child. But with the electric, I wasn't writing after these people like so much as writing about things that were happening to me or things that I felt.
Wow, okay.
But I did want to sound like,
Oh, yeah.
My heroes.
Of course, man. Of course. So at 14-ish, you're playing guitar, you got some songs you started writing, and then how did that, where did you go from there at 14, like into your teens? What did you get into with songwriting and playing then at that point?
So I kept it as much a personal thing, and wrote songs for myself and played my own things, but was always kind of chasing a band and could never get my friends to be the part of the band that I wanted them to be, or I couldn't find the people to get myself out there, and I was pretty shy about it.
Okay.
And didn't want to sing as much myself as have my songs be sung by someone else.
I got you.
At the time.
Okay, so you're writing songs, had ideas, and you're playing your instrument. You've been doing a lot of studying. Now, did you take lessons, or
Yeah,
how did that go about?
I took lessons for about a year in middle school, and I just couldn't keep it up because I saw my mom paying the guy, and I thought I could teach myself. But he was a great teacher, and it was very helpful for me because it got me to start reading music and learn tablature and help provide a platform.
Okay, cool. So, with what he taught you, and I'm sure it inspired you, put a little fire under you too. What did you do then? How did you teach yourself?
So I studied online. I found websites with information and mostly text, and I because I found my dad didn't play a lot. He didn't really know what he was playing either.
Mm-hmm.
And so he had a couple of his little song, like his things that he would do, and a handful of others. But when I was taking those lessons, shortly after that, I was a more competent player than he was, and I could start playing with other people I'd met a little bit.
Okay, so you were playing with other people at that point, like
Yeah.
not just for yourself or playing around the house.
Yeah.
You're doing more than that.
So I had a handful of friends that were also guitar players, and mostly and a couple drummers, but but I could never put a band together. I got people to play with,
Right.
but I could never put a band together. And my best friend played drums and also was a very talented piano player, and so playing with him was really good for me. But he didn't ever want to really do the band thing.
I got you.
So.
Okay. How old were you then, you think?
That would have been about 15.
Wow.
Like
so at 15, you're playing with others and everything.
And by that point, he found a drum set on the side of the road.
Well, that's serendipitous, isn't it?
And we picked it up.
That's awesome, man. That's so cool. So, what did you do between 15 and say 18, 20? Like, where was your music at then? Like, you've been playing with people, couldn't get a band together, or not in a negative way.
Yeah, no.
I could never get a band together in high school either. I had people come play all the time, but everybody wanted to do something else. They wanted to play, but they didn't want to be a band.
Yeah.
But go ahead. I'm just asking here.
Yeah. So I left my high school early, went to community college, and it was eye-opening for someone, 16, going and being around adults instead of being trapped in the high school. And I was, my musical tastes were changing a little bit. I was getting a little less from punk music and Nirvana, and starting to learn more and like see jazz. And at that time I did this timey class where it was like a guy was playing old time guitar, and I thought I was a pretty slick guitar player at that time with my guitar pick. And,
right.
And he was doing the alternating thumb bass.
Yeah, nice.
And the finger picking, and it just blew my mind. I was like, oh, I'm missing so much by not trying to learn this at the time. Gotta go fast. And this,
oh yeah.
But this slick hand move, he was playing John Henry.
Oh, nice.
And teaching us John Henry.
Wow.
And so that opened me up, and I started to get into bluegrass and making more friends and people at the college there. There's more going on than just my little groups in high school.
I got you. So you, when you got to that level, was it easier to maybe put a band together? Like, did you get anywhere with that?
I still couldn't do it. It took one falling in my lap in college. My first roommates in college. I showed up. There was a drummer, guitar player was next, and a bass player. I was all set. And
these are roommates, I take
all
it?
my roommates that we were randomly placed together through the college at Evergreen State College.
Nice, man. So what kind of writing came from that? You had all these other influences. Now you've kind of blossomed from the grunge phase and punk phase to some folky blues.
So I started to get weird in college. For my writing, I was reading like Aldous Huxley and
okay,
and just trying to find my way. I knew I wanted to do music. I still wanted to. I was taking science classes, but I would wander around the woods and campus there and read and walk around and
nice.
And write in my journal out by the water. And I just kept going for it. I had a couple songs I wrote back then I still play in that period.
I got you.
It was a great time.
So what I understand is that not only were you a musician, you were also, you said, your journal. So did you write a lot through the years? Like, other than songs, did you write poems? Did you write account, like personal accounts of where you were at the time, kind of like journal entries, or
Yeah, there's a bit of journaling entries. There's a lot of half half written poems,
right?
and stuff like that.
That's cool.
A lot of if I go back through, I can find some songs I rewrote like throughout the years, and I can find bits and pieces, one liners, and
Nice.
and I find there's two ways that I kind of will write a song.
Okay, let's hear 'em.
Sometimes it'll come out of a word, a phrase, or a sentence, and I'll start with a word, and that begins the feeling that I can write the music to.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes it's a sound or a melody that brings the feeling, and the words come out after.
Right.
And so at that time I started busking, and I was playing on the streets a lot, and I found that when you have people walking by, the majority of the people that hear me are only going to hear me for like 20-30 seconds.
Right. If that, right.
And and so I can really do whatever I want. I can do all kinds of stuff. And so I would improvise entire songs, and that would sometimes serve as the root of what the song would be. And so I'd like,
Okay.
I'd improvise through it, and I'd find the hook, and
Yeah.
then write
Sure.
the full song around that.
Yes. Do you prefer doing that? Like, as far as when you write, have the hook and then write around it? I mean, isn't that an easier process to do for you? Like, if you have a strong idea, just to stay around it.
It is the hook, or sometimes it'll be like the beginning of the chorus, like yeah, or like the first line. Sometimes it's not quite like the hook, but the first line sometimes will grab me like that.
Okay. Well, that's awesome, man. So we've got you in the college years now. What you're doing now? You're playing with Karen and Mike Martin now.
Yeah.
Karen being Karen Egan, who plays with us every chance we get her here on the channel. So you guys are performing together. So I take it you're a part of Mike Martin's band, huh?
The Beautiful Mess.
You're part of the Beautiful Mess, huh?
Yeah, she's the beautiful, I'm the mess.
I love it, man. Well, okay, so we've had Mark on here. I mean, Mike, sorry, good Lord. We've had Mike on here, and he's a fantastic guy. I love this. I love his music.
Yeah.
I love his writing. Tell us about like what you're doing now, like as far as writing, and are you going to do a song that's current, like you just wrote, or for us today? What
I was thinking I was going to play this one I wrote, like 6 months back. Well, I finalized it like 6 months ago.
Okay.
But it was an idea that I started probably 4 years ago, and just kind of had left alone.
Sure.
But I just, we were in Indiana, and I had some time on Mike's front porch out there in his little house, and I was like, I knew it was time to really get this song ready to go. So
that's super cool. So what's the song about? What is it got a...
So yeah, it's called Road Dog. It's about traveling, being on the road, and playing music, make money, and that feeling. So it came from a day where I was busking down at the market.
Okay.
And I made a friend, and she ended up coming with us and doing a couple shows.
Oh, cool, man.
And then she went back up to wherever she was from. I don't say like Vermont or somewhere up there she's at. But yeah, it was like I was playing music, and she wandered up and came to say hi.
Well, man, we can't wait to play your song. I'm looking forward to hearing it and being on it. We got Karen with us today. She's gonna play. she already knows it, I'm sure, right?
Yeah.
That's really cool. All right. Well, man, we're glad to have you on. We're going to get to the song. James Reynen, everybody.
It's a breeze day in Chucktown. I stopped to play some tunes in the market. The doorman tips his hat, the rich man throws a bug, and a girl wanders towards the sound. Some road dog, babe, the highway is home. I'm a road dog, baby, and anywhere I roam. I'm a road dog, baby, run with me and howl at the moon. Going to my next joint, a dusty dive where people come alive. We're playing for our meals, singing songs again, and a girl wanders towards the crowd. Some road dog, baby, the highway is home. Road dog, baby, and anywhere I roam. Road dog, baby, run with me and howl at the moon. And I don't know what I'm doing here, but it feels alright. I don't know what I'm doing here, but it feels alright. I'm alright now, I'm alright. It feels alright. I'm alright, you know that. I'm alright, you know that. I feel alright. I'm a road dog, baby, the highway is home. Road dog, baby, and anywhere I roam. Road dog, baby, run with me and howl at the moon. Howl! Ooh. Ow.
MUFIC sets you free.